Straight. Hold up. Yay. Uh-oh. 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 Let me get that background straight. What you got? What's going on over here? Everything is going haywire. I'm glad I got those little seconds before we start. What's up, Mark? Mark, I see you in the building. How y'all doing this morning? Early. Trump tells Canada, don't call us, we'll call you. Mark, Liberty, I see y'all. Y'all ready? Let's see if he's ready. Yeah. Matter of fact, maybe a little bit more on this. Now he might be ready. Give him a little more time. Let's go. I know, Any minute now, any second now, whenever you're ready. It's Purple Sunday, y'all. Let's get it. You ready? What? One more time. And stop, drop, shut them down, roping up shop. Oh, no, that's how Rough Riders roll. Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no, that's how rough. Y'all know why I'm open, right? If, pump that beat. Sunday the 29th, that's right, y'all. It's 2025. I'm your host, BOOGOTTINYC, and this here's our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me pissed. That's right, y'all. It's Purple Sunday. Purple Sunday, y'all. It's Purple Sunday. It's Purple Sunday, y'all. It's Purple Sunday. What's good, everybody? How y'all doing this morning? Who up in the building? We got your boy Mark Dorfman up in the building representing that NYC, liberty and justice. Good morning, America. Good morning, Bugatti. Let's go. Get him! That's right. Anytime y'all want me to, y'all know y'all just got to throw the alley-oop, and I got you, Mark Dorfman, motherfunking bone, grand rising. Hopefully everybody has a blessed Sunday. It's showtime. That's right. Batty Lynn says good morning, and you know she got her coffee or her tea like she always do. Rebecca, you already know she got to be tapping in from Grand Rapids, Michigan. You already know Mark Dorfman. Y'all already know Batty Lynn. Thank you for the love. It's Purple Sunday, y'all. Y'all could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Everybody slept good. Bloop, 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 bloop. Thank you so much for that love. Thank you so much for that love. I see all that. Love has truly been good to me. How y'all doing this morning? Come on, it's Sunday. Wake up, wake up. Come on now. I don't care. Purple Sunday. If I'm up, you up. And y'all know what time it is. It's time for our bottom line. We got a full clip. I ain't even gonna play no games this morning. I gotta stack 5 on it at a time so y'all can see what's going on. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clips. Then I'm gonna come and see what you guys gotta say about the content. Then of course you guys gotta let me know where you're chiming in from. Who else we got up in the building? I see you, Batty. I see you, Mark. Just letting everybody else, who else want to chime in before I turn around and do y'all know what it is. Kendra, okay, I see you, liberty and justice. And without any further ado, let's get into these titles. What we got here? We got Trump tells Canada, don't call us, we'll call you. That's how it is sometimes when you go on an acting job and on an entertainment job. Sometimes they say, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? We got a couple of other people that we're trying out for this opportunity. Don't call us, we'll call you and let you know if you got it. Many times I went on an acting gig, thought that I probably got the gig. I'm like, oh, I was energetic. Everybody liked it. It was great. Then it was tumbleweeds. Didn't hear nothing after that. So I'm like, wonder what happened. Guess what that means? You didn't get the part, but it's okay. Keep on moving. Now let's keep on moving on these titles right here. Okay, we got Utah family workers with cartels to smuggle millions of dollars in oil to the U.S. That's right, y'all. A Utah family that was working with the cartels was smuggling millions of dollars in oil into the U.S. That bottom thumbnail right there, that title, it's incorrect, but we're going to keep on moving because it doesn't really make a difference to us. We've been doing this for over 243 episodes. So all we're going to do is what? Keep on moving. I got to get you guys going right now with this 5 on it. Like I said, we got 5 on the clip. I got to start you guys off right now because we got breaking news where Trump took multiple questions from reporters in the Oval Office about different things, talking about the Congo, talking about many different things that they always ask him questions about. Let's go there. Let's stack the other 4, and then I'll be right back to see what you guys got to say. Always let me know where you're chiming in from. I love to do research on your city, country, little town, or state, just so that we have relevant content when we do our show. And without any further ado, let's go. Let's get it.
I'd like to ask Caroline, who's become very famous, big star, and she has a person who's a colleague of hers, a friend of hers, and that she has a lot of respect for, who comes from the area and knows exactly what's happening. Caroline, could I ask you to say a few words?
Yes, sir. Here we have Ariana, who is from the continent of Africa. She's been a reporter here in the United States for many years, and she has a story to share with the press, with the media, and with these 2 fantastic leaders who have joined you today. So, Ariana, please.
Why don't you come up here and talk so they can see?
Sure.
That'd be great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr.
It's a great honor.
Thank you, Mr. President. So, as Caroline has mentioned, President, first of all, I want to let you know that I'm the only African reporter accredited here at the White House and that cover for the entire continent. So I just arrived from Congo, Democratic Republic of the Congo, yesterday. I went to see firsthand how the people is feeling and the president's message, President Felix Tshisekedi, about this upcoming peace deal. And let me tell you firsthand what I've witnessed myself. I spoke with the people on the street. I spoke with youth. They know your name. They know that our president named President Trump is working hard to finally bring peace to the country. I saw hope. They have hope now for a better day in Congo. They see what you're doing as a future, better future for Congo. And I had opportunity to sit down with President Felix Tshisekedi for an interview because I want to understand his mind, what he's thinking, his feeling about everything that your administration is doing. And he told me firsthand that for many years, many American presidents overlooked this conflict. They didn't do nothing. Even myself, I cover President Biden's administration. I pressed many times about this conflict. People are dying in Congo. This country has so much potential, but they need help because this war is destroying the country. Right. They never gave me any answer. And he told me, President Tshisekedi, that you have no idea, he's very thankful for what you're doing, for what your administration is doing. Not only him, the entire Congolese people, they see that finally they will have hope. And President Tshisekedi also mentioned at the end of my interview that when peace finally comes to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, he's thinking to nominate you as a Nobel Prize Peace because he said you deserve, you have been working to bring peace in the world, not only at the Congo, and he's very hopeful to meet you in the future.
That's so nice, boy, and that's so beautifully stated. And Caroline said, number one, she did say, and I shouldn't say this because it's politically incorrect, she said, she's beautiful, and you are beautiful. I'm not allowed to say that, that could be the end of my political career, but I said it anyway. But you are beautiful, and you're beautiful inside. So I wish I had more reporters like you. So you covered Africa for a long time?
Yes, for over 10 years.
Wow.
I cover even your first administration.
Yes, I know that. That's great. Well, thank you. That's so nice that you said that. Appreciate it.
And I have one more question,
Yes.
Mr. President.
No, we got to keep on going. That was cool because we got more to cover. We got 5 to stack. I got 5, boo, no problem. Why Trump is ending trade talks with Canada. This is being a battle created over services. Yes, Canada, we're supposed to be doing a trade deal with them, but guess what? Trump said no because at the last moment, they threw something in that which, when I figured out what it was, to tell you the truth, I didn't like it. So I want you guys to see what this little monkey wrench was that Canada threw in at the end of this trade negotiation that made it the possibility of why the Trump administration said, whoa, 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 we may not be able to do this deal until we iron this situation out. I want you guys to see what this is. And at the end, at the last moment, I actually had questions about why, Canada does what they do when it comes down to this part of their trade negotiations.
We're going to face a trade war with Canada over digital services taxes. Joining us, National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett.
What is
Kevin, thank you. So the president was tough on Canada at his press conference today. The battle is over digital services tax on our great technology companies. I don't know why Canada is being so stubborn. We've stopped negotiating with them, according to the president. What can you tell us?
Well, we spoke with the Prime Minister about this at the G7 meeting last week. We urged them to delay, they were setting a multi-billion-dollar tax bill to our big high-tech companies on the 30th of June. And we said, delay it for 30 days while we're negotiating, and they refused to. And the digital service tax is an extraterritorial, really, almost criminal act, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're taxing American companies who don't necessarily even have a presence in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and it's a 3% of revenue tax, not profits, revenue. And so it just doesn't make sense that they could do that. The only reason it doesn't violate our tax treaty with Canada is they're claiming it's not an income tax. It's a revenue tax. I mean, can you imagine how preposterous this is?
That is preposterous.
And we spoke, but anyway, the point is they're going to have to remove it. They're going to have to remove it, and I think they know that.
I have heard the president many times, Kevin.
Yeah, so if it's something like that and it's something that they want to throw in at the last moment or whatever, yeah, that's like me and you do a negotiation. Hey, you want to buy this car from me? Sure, no problem. Hey, come get the car, no problem. All of a sudden you come to pick it up and all the tires is off of it. What you talking about, Willis? What's going on with the tires of this car? Yeah, abba-dooba-baba-beeba. Well, check this out. Until you get them tires back on the car, hold on a minute. Yeah, exactly. Don't try to throw no monkey wrenches at the end of a deal if we've already negotiated something. Or even if we've been doing something, period, to try to structure something new. Let's talk about that before you send it over. Don't hit me with nothing out of the way. That's going to make me feel like, you know what? Probably can't trust these people. I still got 3 more to stack. Let's keep on going. Let's go. We got Washington. Come on over here, because SCOTUS basically is limiting the national injunctions with extreme significance. And guess what this comes down to, guys? We're talking about birthright citizenship. SCOTUS is basically saying all of these judges and certain things that they've been trying to do to implement their causes or whatever, that's not going to be able to happen anymore, because it's like slowing down the administration's functions of what they're trying to do. Check this out, you guys. We got to keep on moving. I didn't care if that light went out. I put that light right back on, and we kept on doing what we got to do. Check this out.
Delivered a monumental victory for the Constitution, the separation of powers, and the rule of law in striking down the excessive use of nationwide injunctions to interfere with the normal functioning of the executive branch.
That's the Supreme Court handing the Trump administration a pretty major win Friday, limiting district court judges from issuing nationwide injunctions. For legal analysis, let's bring in Constitution Accountability Center President Elizabeth Wydra and constitutional attorney Mark Smith. Guys, thanks for joining us this afternoon. Elizabeth, how significant is what the Supreme Court did? Could they have gone further, or is this essentially sort of a compromised version of limiting what local or more district court judges can do?
So this is an extremely significant decision. First, I want to say, it's not a ruling on the merits of President Trump's birthright citizenship executive order. It seemed that there was a majority, even among the conservative justices, who were skeptical of the birthright citizenship order's constitutionality. But nonetheless, this is a very important ruling because it limits the ability of courts to safeguard the rights of all individuals unless we each get our own attorney, file our own lawsuits, or can get over the substantial hurdles to certify a class action. And, presidents of both parties have complained about nationwide injunctions. But from my perspective, I think what this really does is make all of us less safe in the protection of our individual rights and liberties protected in the Constitution.
Mark, what do you think about that? I mean, you've got a number of critics out there who say that this is, incredibly damaging. It allows the executive to make these orders that make it very difficult to challenge. Of course, on the other hand, you've got those who say that you just can't have a federal judge in a particular district issuing these nationwide policies.
Well, to begin with, this decision reaffirms Donald Trump's signature achievement in his first term, which is to get the United States Supreme Court to follow the Constitution as it was written, as it was understood. That is the single biggest achievement of Donald Trump's first term, and it's a reaffirmation that that remains true today. With that said, the United States Constitution, which specifically says that federal courts under Article 3 are only allowed to legally hear what are known as cases and controversies. Those are actual disputes between actual people that are actually in front of the court. What was going on here with these rogue district court judges, Rich, is that you had these local judges that were essentially engaging in legislation from the bench, say that, yeah, I may have 5 people in front of me in a case, but I'm going to enter an order that's so broad that it prevents the President of the United States from acting in a certain way all across the country as applied to 360 million Americans, even though I'm only dealing with a handful of people in my courtroom. And that was an abuse of the process, and the Supreme Court stepped up and says, no more.
Now, Elizabeth, you mentioned it earlier. Part of this was all brought because of a challenge to the presidency's.
Y'all want my opinion? Y'all just heard it. Y'all heard my opinion just now, right? And I got some people in the comments. Let me read y'all comments. You said, get rid of birthright citizenship. Who just said that? Motherfunkin' Bone says MAGA. We got Natalie Georgievich that says, why are you still here then? Don't worry about it, because all 3 of those people are gone if you're talking about those people that were trolling in the comments. Now we got to go and deal with Haiti, because guess what? Haitians are reacting to the news of also the fact that TPS is ending. That's right. The protection status of Haitians is now ending, and people in Haiti are now going haywire. There's a lot of turmoil going on out there already due to the fact they have a lot of warring going on and a lot of fighting within. But now that this is going on, it's even worse. TPS is ending for Haitians. Check this out.
Now at 11, we are on the ground in Haiti tonight, just hours after the Trump administration announced it's ending TPS for Haitians. Those living in the U.S. and right here in South Florida now face deportation. Good evening. I'm Lauren Pastrana. Elliot Rodriguez has the night off. We are the only South Florida news station with a reporter in Haiti right now. CBS News Miami's Tanya Francois joins us from Cap Haitian with the exclusive reaction.
Here in Cap Haitian, the news of TPS ending and the hundreds of thousands of people returning back here spread very quickly. It seems to be the only thing people have been talking about. You're looking at the market area of downtown Cap Haitian from this afternoon. The streets are packed with people trying to shop and go about their day. Already moving through traffic was very difficult. The roads at times heavily congested. The people who live here say they've seen the population sharply increase because of people escaping gang violence in Port-au-Prince. Now, the thought of even more people coming here has one Haitian man very worried.
We gotta deal with that gang situation and, humanitarian situation. All those people need food and stuff like that. We don't have that. We don't have health care, all that. When we're gonna receive all those people, that's going to be a real problem, I can tell you.
There's already housing problems here right now. And if you saw downtown Cap, there's nothing but trash. I didn't even know I was in downtown Cap. Till I asked him, I'm like, where are we at? I'm thinking of the deepest, darkest ghetto.
That woman is visiting here from Los Angeles. She says it's her second time and things have not improved. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem in a statement said the decision to cancel TPS was to make sure it remains temporary. And she says the situation in Haiti has improved. She adds allowing Haitians to stay is contrary to the national interests of the United States. Meanwhile, the 2 flights leaving Miami today were full, some with passengers moving back here to Haiti permanently. Now, the TPS designation ends on August 3rd. The termination will be on September 2nd. Barring any court delays, it's on that day the status of hundreds of thousands of people who currently call the United States home will be considered illegal. In Cap Haitian, Haiti tonight, Tanya Francois, CBS News, Miami.
The person in the comments, you're right about that. You said that's Miami news, and but they're talking about Haiti. You're 100% right. Why? Because there is a huge Haitian population inside of Miami. Bravo, you totally right about that person that said that. What else we got over here? Digital Pilgrim says, enjoy your energy and suit, my dude. Keep it up. That's what we doing over here. Okay, love that suit. Thank you so much. What else we got over here? Malcolm Tox says, respect. At least Haitians don't sell us D-rugs like Mills next, but like Mexicans. Ooh, Malcolm, that was a low blow right there. Kendra Walker says, good morning, all. We're going to keep on moving right now because what the government has not told you about Luigi Mangione, you know who I'm talking about, right? The alleged, power that killed the United Healthcare, what was that, the CEO a few months back. Now he's arrested. But there's a lot of things that they're saying that the government has probably not told you about Luigi Mangione. We're going to get into a small part of this long clip that TMZ has going on that you guys can see the rest of if you like. But I thought that watching the beginning of it would give us a little analysis or a quick briefing of what people that don't know about Luigi Mangione should know about him. So let's get into this real quick, you guys. Do me a favor, if you appreciate the content that you're seeing right now, let's double tap the screen. I want you guys to see this content right here. And yes, this is a 40-minute clip, but we're only going to play about 2 minutes to bring us up to date a bit.
The murder of the healthcare CEO on the streets of Manhattan. The suspect, Luigi Mangione.
I didn't plead Mr. Dyker, sir. Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Is there anything you can think of looking back that now kind of makes the light bulb go off on what he is alleged to have done?
He went to a shooting range in Thailand. When he had something, he had a very strong opinion about it. And I think he will let other people know.
Mangione became obsessed with a book about greed called Confessions of an Economic Hitman.
It would certainly bother me if I thought my book had played a role in assassinating an individual. But we have to speak the truth, and if that drives certain people to do one thing, I don't have any control over that.
Luigi probably had some mental health issues, so he's not going to think as a quote-unquote normal person.
There might be a not guilty by reason of insanity.
If somebody is a sociopath, that doesn't necessarily mean they're insane, does it?
No, but it goes a long way. Oh, he killed somebody. He's a murderer. No, he's a vigilante hero.
So these people are against gun violence, except in certain cases like CEOs.
Yeah, exactly.
That seems facially hypocritical.
I know. It does seem that way, right?
Yeah, y'all, check it out. TMZ Investigates. Your boy just did a little preview for them, but I like what they did as far as in that preview. You got to see the other side of them, possibly cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Excuse me for saying it like that. You saw with a couple of people that were behind the scenes that probably moved around with him and saw him possibly training for things like that. And then one of the influences, which was one of those books that he used as far as like to guide himself on and create his manifesto. You guys can go check that out. It's Sunday. Why not watch it after the bottom line, but not right now, because we got to keep on moving to Miami. I know we left there, but now we got to go back because we got over 65 people arrested under pow seizures and joint police operations across South Florida. Seems pretty common in certain areas. I can't just say one state anymore. There is no one state where there's things happening more than the other, because it seems like we have everything going on all over our states now, especially since I've been reporting for these last few months. It's been pretty crazy, guys.
Crackdown, the FBI partnering with local law enforcement to get guns, drugs, and suspected criminals off the streets. Local 10's Leon Morejon joins us live from Miramar with more on Operation Viper. Yeah.
Yeah, the FBI says that Operation Viper is actually a nationwide initiative, but the folks here at the FBI Miami field office were the first to reveal their results of their efforts here in our area.
This is a shared success that truly benefits the communities that we all serve.
Officials at the FBI field office in Miramar revealed the results of Operation Viper, a targeted enforcement operation that focused on what they call violent criminals over the course of May and June.
We get with our partners and say, okay, where are your worst neighborhoods? Who are your worst offenders in those neighborhoods? let's target them, right? Because that's how we have true impact.
The operation involved FBI rapid deployment teams working with local police departments like Fort Lauderdale, Miramar, Pembroke Pines, Miami Beach, Miami Gardens, and the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office.
We focused on the city of Miami, where mostly the homegrown folks that began as a small gang in the 77th Street area, hence the name, and kind of grew, as I mentioned, to impact other areas of South Florida.
As part of the operation, they say 65 arrests were made, 60 of them for state or local crimes, 5 of them federal.
Over the course of just 3 days, this operation led to 16 arrests in my city alone, including individuals wanted for armed robbery, burglary, grand theft, drug trafficking, and firearms-related offenses.
21 firearms were also seized. 2 of them were modified to be fully automatic. The FBI providing us with these videos showing how these sears or switches, as they're known on the street, can make weapons more lethal.
Taking it from a semi-automatic firearm where 1 round is fired with each press of the trigger to being a weapon that's capable of firing about 1,200 rounds per minute.
Now, the actual names of those who were arrested as part of this operation were not revealed. They say they're still working to confirm whether any of the firearms seized are linked to any gun crimes, shootings, or homicides in our area. The FBI says even though this particular operation has wrapped up, they have others planned for the coming months.
And yeah, it looks like this man right here probably died from a broken heart, from losing all of his money dealing with a company called Wells Fargo, guys. Yeah, we got this one individual right here in Houston. Sad story. This man seems to have probably suffered a heart attack after he got robbed, like from one of these scams. And it seems like it just probably broke him all the way down to, he was already dealing with a lot of ailments. He was probably on, a lot of medication and stuff. But this one particular individual, I want to say a prayer for, because he had a rough go out, and just want you guys to see how Wells Fargo actually handled it. And it wasn't a good way that they handled this situation. I feel really sad for the family as well.
Fox tonight, a 52-year-old father of 3 dies from a heart attack. This is the day after Wells Fargo tells him he won't be getting the $6,800.
Now, her audio is popping. It's not mine. I know mine was a little minute ago, but this audio is going to pop, but I can't do nothing about it. Sorry.
Back that he lost in this elaborate scheme. Fox 26's Randy Wallace reports.
He was a sports enthusiast. He loved his fantasy football. He had been an athlete most of his life. His great love was nursing.
He was dealing with a lot of health issues.
Yeah, he had a lot. He had every bad side effect of diabetes that there is.
Paul Shadell is the 3rd case we've covered in which someone posing as a Wells Fargo employee actually shows up at the door to collect the cut-up debit card.
He got a phone call, and on the cell phone register showed Wells Fargo.
They somehow had access to the specifics of his account.
They were telling him actual things that he had done, and he's like, yeah, that's fine. But then they're also saying these unauthorized charges.
Right. And so when he said, no, I didn't do that, and they said, well, you need to take your card to the bank, and he said, well, I'm disabled. It's kind of hard for me to get in there, but I'll try. And they went, oh, we'll send someone out. And she cut the card up on the porch in front of him. And I said, well, did you get the pieces? He said, no, she took them. So that they wanted that chip.
And she told him to go to the bank the next day and get a new card, which by then, of course, was too late.
Too late. And so then he did go to the bank, and they said, banks never call you, and they promised to investigate, but the man at the bank said it was very unlikely that he would get his money back.
He got a letter after he passed away saying you're not getting your money back.
Yeah, and they said, we have determined that you did this, or someone that you know, that you allowed this to happen, which is not true.
Do you wonder if the stress of this, losing this money, may have caused him to have a heart attack, or had something to do with it?
I think it could be contributory.
Well, he absolutely had a much higher stress level than normal.
Yeah.
And the additional stress of going through a minor procedure for hernia surgery, day surgery, I have no doubt it contributed.
Yeah, y'all. So I definitely think it contributed to the man's loss of his life. We want to send a prayer up to him. We also apologize for the audio popping, but still wanted to make sure we get you guys that story out, because I also wanted to make sure I try to pray for this man as much as possible. These banks nowadays, you guys got to be really careful. I want you guys to be very diligent and vigilant when it comes down to sharing your personal information. Sorry for mixing this up in the prayer, but I ask God to open heaven's gates and let him in, let his soul in, and try to give his family as much strength as possible that they can endure this terrible situation in this bad time. We ask this in Jesus' name, amen. And again, I do apologize for the audio. Sometimes audio just goes crazy and we can't control it. And then, you know, I'm on this mic and Bluetooth or whatever. So hopefully it's better now, and we're going to just keep it moving, you guys. Sometimes the devil try to stop a function, but you know what? We're going to keep it pumping. We ain't trying to stop. We got too much in the clip, and we don't care. We're going to keep on moving forward. Sometimes you got to go through hills, valleys, and all types of stuff to get to where you got to get to. We don't let minor things stop us. But that right there, sad story in Wells Fargo, I should be ashamed of yourselves. Also, there should be some other measures that's like, okay, you know, who's coming to pull all of this money out of this man's account in one day? My account, to be honest with you, used to get to a point where when we try to do a certain transaction, it'll cut off. And basically, that's like a protection, so that if people do try to take the money out of your account, it'll limit the amount that they can take. Then it kind of help you out. So you might want to put some sort of fraud protection or some security protections on your accounts. Also, there's all sorts of schemes going on right here now. Don't be even surprised if your mother live in another state. Don't be surprised if somebody try to play like they're her. Call her first before you cash app her or send her some money. Real talk. They'll be acting like your mama right now. Okay, we're going to keep on moving, y'all. What else we got over here? We got Edward that says, it's terrible. I used to bank with them, but the tellers were awful. I know. I used to bank with them too, so I know what you're talking about, and that's why I felt it, and I wanted people to understand what's going on. So extremely sad. As an elder, I'm fearful for all. That's what I'm saying. We got to be able to look out for what's going on and tell you guys this information. Get this information out. My brother trying to come up and make $1 off them Christian churches. You are a fool, Tony. I'm saying it straight up and down. I've been talk like that, but you are a fool. Or I pray because I feel it and it's in my heart. Anybody trying to act like I need money or I'm trying to get money out of doing this, you're a thunderer. Come on, let's keep on moving. Natalie Georgievich, we're a family community here. We build each other up. That's exactly what we do. And thunderants like that, we don't even pay attention to. Do me a favor, you guys. Any trolls up in here? Natalie, I see you up in here. Liberty and Justice, I see you up in here. From now on, Kendra too. Just say the name. Just say the name. Don't even say nothing else. Kendra, Natalie, whoever else, say the name, say their name. All I need you to do is say their name, say their name. And I'm gonna just come like this. Bam! How I've been doing all morning, because they don't even know that while y'all watching videos, I'm like this. Yeah, I'm like this. Bang! Out of here. Bang! Out of here. Bang! Out of here. First of all, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, right? You could be doing anything that you feel like you want to be doing right now. But coming on the internet and trolling, again, what is your life like? What is your life like to only have the time to do that? Real talk. Go look in the mirror and be like, damn, all I'm doing is trolling on somebody's live. My life is nothing. Think about it like that. Get your shit together, man. Let's keep on moving forward, because we got this other situation in New Orleans where Antoine Massie, his neighbors are stunned that they learned that he was right next door in their neighborhood. Y'all know where I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about the place where Lil Wayne is from, y'all. New Orleans, Holly Grove, y'all. Holly Grove. Let's go, y'all.
I'm Meg Gatto.
And I'm Lauren McCoy. Neighbors in Holly Grove were shocked to learn Antoine Massie was hiding out in a home nearby.
Andres Fuentes shares their reaction to his arrest.
Right, and it was a rapid response from officers once law enforcement got a tip that Antoine Massie was staying in a duplex in Holly Grove. Friday afternoon, near the corner of Strolitz and Livingston Streets, neighbors say they saw a heavy law enforcement presence.
People in vests and shields and lots of police cars, and maybe as many as 50 officers out there. It was pretty intimidating.
The commotion was for Antoine Massie, who police say came out of a home on the block without any trouble. He's one of 10 inmates that broke out of the New Orleans jail more than a month ago.
6 weeks of the whole investigation, you know what I'm saying? Massie got caught. I want to see the house that Massie got caught in.
Neighbors say the house is a duplex and that Massie came out of the far back portion of the property. Our cameras were rolling when the property owner arrived at the home about an hour after Massie's arrest.
So you the property owner?
I'm the property owner.
Okay,
Yes,
any comment as far as
No
the arrest?
comment. I don't
Antoine
know
Massie
anything.
living on your property, man.
Nope, it's an Airbnb.
The property owner eventually came back out from the gate and told us that she knew little about how Massie got into her property, but she doesn't believe he's linked to anyone that's staying there.
It's only one tenant you were telling us that lives here.
Yes, only one tenant. I'm still trying to get in contact with the cops. I'm not sure what's happening.
See, now I believe her, because at first when she was like, get out of here, I thought that she had something to do with it. I ain't gonna lie. So when she came out, it kind of replenished my faith in this lady right here. And all of them people that y'all was talking to, Yog and all of them, gone, boom, out of here. Didn't even have to tell me who they was. But yeah, I thought that she got a little different right here after she slid that gate and she opened it back up, y'all.
But she doesn't believe he's linked to anyone that's staying there.
It's only one tenant you were telling us that lives here.
Yes, only one tenant. I'm still trying to get in contact with the cops. I'm not sure what's happening. I really don't know what's going on.
Seeing Antoine Massie walking out of this property in handcuffs shocked a lot of neighbors here on Strollett streets who never thought that they'd see one of the escaped inmates in their own community.
Am I bad for thinking that they should trace the Airbnb account to see who it goes back to and charge that account to and charge the person that owns that account? I mean, they already said that they're going to charge everybody for aiding and abetting. Sometimes they might not go that far, but I'm a little anal like that little detail. Wait a minute, whose account is this? Who does it go back to? Oh yeah. Did you rent this house for this dude? Come here for a minute. Watch your head. Now you feeling stupid like this in the back of the car. Wow, he's a good detective. He actually caught me. Yeah, because that's the bottom line right there. It ain't just about the person that you were harboring. It's about not letting other people think that they can do the same thing that he tried to get away with.
What is it like knowing that Antoine Massie was staying right across from you?
I'm just happy you got him. It's just shocking around here. We ain't never had nothing excitement around here like this.
It's pretty terrifying.
Ain't never had no excitement like that around
This is a
here.
pretty quiet, calm neighborhood.
He said, man, we ain't never had no excitement like that around here. There should be a calm neighborhood. We ain't never had no excitement like that around here. And somebody else in the comments said she had something to do with it. And she trying to be like this, slide some oil to me. She trying to get up out of it. She trying to get up out of it. She's like this, get up out of that. Get up off of me. You know how they do the razzle dazzle? They try to come through the football. She's like, nah, I had nothing to do with that. Don't you be telling them people I'm the one that helped you now. I'm gonna let you stay over there. If you get caught, you're gonna tell them it's the Airbnb, but don't you get me jammed up in none of that crap. We're gonna keep on moving forward, y'all, because now we gotta go on over to Florida again, because Florida has been providing so much information for us. And this information right here is crazy. Imagine you surfing. So now you surfing, right? And next thing you know, bang, you got hit in the head by a shark. That's right, yeah, by a shark. That's right, a literal shark jumped out the water and headbutted this dude. I'm gonna tell you like this, if a shark jump out the water and he don't got his mouth open and he headbutt me, homeboy gonna be knocked out and he gonna go back in the water under concussion. Because my head will put anything down. Don't play with me, boy. They used to call me Dome Alone. Let's go.
Check in again as needed. Now to a story you'll only see right here on Channel 9. You've actually, of course, heard of shark bites, especially in New Smyrna Beach.
But what about a shark jumping out of the water, hitting a surfer right in the face? This all happened in New Smyrna Beach, right near the inlet there. That's where we find Channel 9 Volusia County reporter Demi Johnson. And Demi, you spoke with this surfer today to hear the account firsthand.
She already laughing.
This is a total Florida man story, and one even avid surfers like Darren Kay tell me he never expected to happen. He was surfing about 2 miles north of where we are right now at the inlet when he came nose to nose with a shark. And the best part, this whole thing was captured on camera. That was the board you were on?
Yeah, and they call him a fish, which is kind of, ironic, right? So you're riding a fish and a
surfing on horseback. That's funny.
That spinner shark
That's
didn't
funny.
catch a fish when it jumped out of the water, but it did headbutt Darren Kay and knock him right off his board.
I was just really happy its mouth wasn't open because that's how they fish,
This video of the interaction was posted on NSB Inlet's Instagram page and has since gone viral. Kay, like most surfers, sees sharks in New Smyrna Beach all the time. He's even been out with people when they were bit. But what happened to him might be the most shocking encounter so far.
I got right back on my board. My pulse went to about 195 beats per minute in a second, and I paddled as fast as I could, like out of the way.
Kay has not only been hit by a shark, he's also been hit by a car before. He says the force felt similar.
So I had written out a scar on my lip and that. And that's like what it felt like. It felt like getting hit by a car. It was really strong and powerful. Like it's just, they're all muscle, you know.
Spinner sharks aren't known for having strong or serious bites, but most weigh more than 120 pounds, which can pack a punch. Kay's headache only lasted a short time and was quickly overshadowed the moment he caught his next wave.
Yeah, all right, homeboy. All right, cool. 120 pounds something popped you in the face or whatever like that. It got you stunned or whatever like that. But I can't y'all can't even front and say he's not eating that up. He's like, oh my God, I get a chance to be on the news. I'm going to tell all my stories. I'm going to tell about the time when I got hit by the car. I'm going to be able to wind that in because I'm going to say it felt the same. Come on, man. You got hit by a little baby shark. Baby shark, do-do-do-do-do-do, baby shark, do-do-do-do. Got hit by baby shark, do-do-do-do-do, baby shark. He got hit by baby shark, do-do-do-do-do-do, baby shark, do-do-do-do-do. He made a big deal out of getting hit by baby shark. But yeah, I'd milk it too if I was you, homeboy. Why not? Little shark came up like this, looked like a little salmon, hit him in the head. Come on, man. If that was a shark, like, dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun. Ain't no hitting you in the head. It's off with your dome. And the rest of that will be just waiting for him to come pick you off. We're going to keep on moving right now because now we're going to go over to Indiana. I'm going back to Indiana. Indiana, where I'm from. I'm going back to Indiana. Come on, y'all. Everybody from Indiana, come on to the front of the stage. I ain't trying to tell y'all to sing with me, but come on to the front of the stage because we got this 16-year-old that's been charged as an adult following this pow-powing on Monument Circle that wounded 3 people. This fool right here needs to be charged as an adult, taken off the streets because he had basically no care or no remorse or thought about people that were around. Check this out, you guys, right here. Indiana, come to the front of the stage, please. We got some information for you over here. Come on now, we done had Indiana up in the building, so here go a story for y'all.
Tonight, a 16-year-old is now facing felony weapons charges in adult court. That's after a shooting on Monument Circle that left 3 people hurt and damaged multiple buildings.
Fox 59's Jesse Wells has the details and the reaction to that decision.
All the windows that were shattered here on the Circle have since been boarded up or replaced. At the same time today, the 16-year-old suspect accused of taking part in that shooting made his initial hearing in adult court, and it turns out it's not the first time the teen has been in trouble with the law.
Wow, really?
This surveillance picture, taken early Monday morning, shows a young man holding a large handgun on Monument Circle. Police believe that gunman fired multiple shots. The shooting shattered a half-dozen windows and left 3 people wounded. Just a few minutes after the shooting, an IMPD officer holding a picture of the suspect on his phone spotted 16-year-old Terrell Andrews walking away from the Circle and took him into custody for a felony charge of dangerous possession of a firearm.
Crazy.
I think what needs to happen is true accountability needs to occur.
Indy FOP President Rick Snyder says regardless of their age, repeat offenders need to be held responsible by the court system. In this case, court records show Andrews was previously found delinquent in juvenile court for an illegal weapons possession charge filed last year when he was 15 years old.
The criminal justice system doesn't hold them accountable, slaps them on the wrist, puts them back into the community. They laugh and scoff at this fake system of justice that we have going, and then they run right back out there with another firearm and then are alleged to commit new crimes.
Finally, the suspect is now being held on a $6,000 cash bond that will include GPS monitoring if he's able to post that amount. Jesse Wells, Fox 59 News.
I see you guys going at it in the comments over there. You got some people that's uncomfortable, huh? I'm saying, like, y'all can, like, you know, kick a rock for a block if you don't like what's going on, man, because I see a lot of people got a lot of pushback. Calm down. Woosah. And this is the time when your boy gonna say, do your boy a favor. We understand that it's hard out here for a pimp. So we don't really ask for no money because we understand it is rough out there. So you see that right there? We don't mind. But and we got some coffee in the kitchen like you already heard from one of our other co-hosts. But we do try to keep those numbers up because what that does is lets other people know that we're on and what we got going on over here. So do your boy a favor if y'all appreciate the content, because if I've been anywhere longer than 5 minutes, that means I like where I'm at. So all I'm asking you to do is double tap that screen to let everybody else know what we got going on. YouTube is going to send up a notification. Everybody's going to be like, boom. And then you're going to see somebody in the comments that say, what's going on here? That's a full circle right there. And it all happened because of you. That's all we really ask for. We understand it's rough, and we also give back here. So we all looking out for each other. That's all we do over here. We're gonna keep on moving forward because we got this one family in Atlanta. And I always like doing this right here because a lot of times when we get to that part, when we ask for a like, we get the people that's like, they always run like, oh my God, Jim, he's asking for a like. It costs so much when it's really free. I'm just asking you for, double tap the screen to get a like up. But a lot of people leave, and the real vets and the real co-hosts, we like that. We breathe out, breathe in and breathe out. Because you don't get to see, boom, the next video that we got coming up, which is this Atlanta family. They feel very unsafe after these pow-pows were all through the house. I'm talking about they were shots fired all through the home. And they are very lucky to have no injuries sustained. And these kids that's just rolling up nowadays doing crazy stuff like this, putting it in songs, of course, calling it, out up the crib and out up the spot and all of that. They don't realize that there's families and people that live in these homes that you might be pow-powing at.
A DeKalb County family says they don't feel safe in their home ever since shooters fired into their house. Police have not said they've caught anyone yet. Bullet holes still cover the walls of the home. Fox 5's Eric Malk is there to show you the video of the terrifying ordeal.
The bullet holes are still throughout this home. And you can see Selena Schuler is actually packing up their belongings and getting ready to move out. And who can blame her? The bullet holes are everywhere. The reminders of that terrifying incident. They even went in through the banister, into the walls, all throughout the kitchen and beyond. 6 men dressed in black and wearing masks fire into the home Selena Schuler rents.
I was scared to death.
Schuler says she was asleep inside the home on Julius Drive in Stone Mountain on May 26th when the young men snuck through the driveway of a neighboring home and fired into the back of the house. Her children were here inside as well.
She had just came inside from off the front porch. My son was like he was asleep. He heard it and woke up. My other son's girlfriend was here, and she was actually in here in the living room. She hit the floor. So we're terrified. I'm calling 911 like it's been a shooting.
Luckily, she and her family members weren't hit. The DeKalb County Police report describes the shooters as appearing to be teenagers. Schuler says she has no idea why 6 teens would unload weapons into her home with her children inside. Bullet holes still riddle the backside of the home. Constant reminders of that terrifying incident.
This one went here, through here.
Police have not said whether they've caught or identified any of the people responsible. So Schuler says she and her family don't feel safe staying here anymore.
I don't want to be here anymore. Like, I can't sleep at night here. Like, I was sleeping in the daytime and this happened. I can't close my eyes in this place. I just can't.
Which is why she's staying in an Airbnb right now and trying to move out. And Schuler tells me she's concerned about the lack of communication from her landlord. She tells me she's reached out multiple times telling them that she doesn't feel safe living here. Now, we've also reached out to her landlord and are waiting to hear back. For now, reporting in DeKalb County, Eric Mock, Fox 5 News.
All right, let's run this down real quick because we got a lot of smart people in the comments that says those look like 14-year-olds. Then we got another person that says there's another underlining story here. Let's go bizarro real quick, and Bugatti gonna just come up with his little quick idea of the analysis. 14-year-old, 15-year-olds in the street probably doing this nonsense pow-powing, right? She's got 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds as her sons and daughters. Could one of those be possibly from a rival Gills gang? Yep, gang or something like that. Or could it be a possibility that one of them probably got beef with somebody and they know where you live at, and what they do is they call it out up the crib. Out up the crib. Just a little idea that I'm coming up with. What you guys think? You clearly aren't paying close enough attention, says Malcolm. Okay, Tiffany Nicole applauds. Exactly, says Jill. And Malcolm, get ready to go, because I think you're a hater, and I think you're just planted here to keep doing stuff like that. So get ready to go. And yeah, I'm glad you said goofy hoe, because now you put yourself in the lane where I can just come right here and do this. BAM! Out of here. I knew that you were a plant or whatever. And thank you so much for making yourself stand out like that. This is the same thing I'm trying to explain to you guys. When I talk about MSNBC, CBS, Fox, and any other platform, when they tell you information, that's my rendition of them sticking themselves out of the hole. They put themselves out of the hole like this, and they're saying blah, 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 right? And then a lot of people say, why are you listening to them? Why are you listening to them? Yeah, you listen to them, right? And if they're not telling the right thing, boom, you knock their head off. But until you get a chance to hear what they got to say, you don't know what your follow-up should be. So a lot of times, I plant the seed. I say something like, because I know that person's going to say something slick, and then I can just go like this, BAM, and get them out of here. We don't play them games at 6 o'clock in the morning. If you don't like me, my jacket, or whatever the HELL hockey sticks about me, you can leave. You can kick a rock for a block, and you don't need to put on a sock, because I'm hoping when you do that, it scrape your foot, and you know what I'm talking about. I'm kind of crazy, and I can keep on going. Let's go on over to Arizona. We got this fugitive who was pow-powed in an oot-out with U.S. Marshals. This man turned his weapon on the police and was pow-powed during the return fire. And you know why he did all of this? Because he had warrants. I don't know if those warrants outweighed his life or he was just some outlaw renegade, but that's what he decided to do. Check this out, guys. We're going to keep it moving. And everybody in the comments, that's what we do over here. We don't worry about the network. We let them stick their head out the hole so we can test the information to see if it's correct. Then we make an assessment and we move forward from there as adults do.
You know, you said it, we just got an update from the U.S. Marshals maybe a few minutes ago, and we're told that a task force was in this area trying to arrest a known gang member when all of this went down. Take a look at some video that we first got, you know, when we first arrived on scene, a very hectic scene, as you can imagine. U.S. Marshals say task force members were already out watching the man leave a home in the area and then attempted a traffic stop. Now, they didn't get into too much detail about the traffic stop, but they say at that point, the man had fired multiple rounds at officers. Officers then fired back, hitting him, and he died on scene, and no officers were hurt. Now, we're also getting more information as to why police were so interested in this individual. We're told that the man had warrants out on multiple charges, including aggravated assault, disorderly conduct with a weapon, threats, and much more. Now, investigators are surrounding the front of the Arizona Financial Building here on the corner of East Baseline and Val Vista Drive, which appears to be, you know, where all of this happened. Obviously, the crime scene or the scene itself is widespread. A lot of this area is shut down. I've noticed that commuters are having to reroute themselves. The command van is still also here. Now, as for the investigation, we're told that the East Valley Critical Incident Response Team is going to be taking over. As soon as we get any more details on this developing story, we'll make sure that we let you know. Live in Mesa, I'm Stephanie Dupre for Arizona's Fan. Yeah, you guys,
All right. Yep. Killed, shootout, U.S. Marshals in Mesa. Not me, man. Not the fate that I want. Tell you the truth, not the fate that I want. What y'all guys got for me in this comments? You got good morning, Casey. We got Rebecca that says good morning. What else y'all got up in here? That Malcolm, yeah, he's gone. Sorry about him. What else we got? Kendra says Hunts, that usually elects the renter. Wait, Hertz, they usually evict the renters or the renter. Yeah, you're right about that. Got that guy, you know. I wonder how many people here are bots. There's probably a lot of them. You're right about that. And another thing I wanted to talk about when it comes down to those landlords. What does the landlord have to do about the fact that the place is getting odd up, but the fact that he got to fix everything up? And he didn't bring that sort of element to that place. Whatever's inside of the element probably drew that to that place. Think about it. Or let's say there's another possibility too. Maybe they odd up the wrong house. That could be a possibility. They odd up the wrong house. Or somebody in that house is someone that they're after. It's common sense. You can't pour syrup on shit and make it pancakes. Because once you bite into it, it's still shit. Just tastes like maple syrup. Keep on moving, y'all. tell y'all what we got going on right here. We're going to LA right now. LA, come on to the front of the stage because we got this federal agents that raided a home of Iranian nationals in North Hills. They, again, this seems sort of Benny Hillish and Keystone Copish to me as well, the way that they went into the wrong people's houses. And sometimes they may do this when they realize we're in the wrong place. They might try to overstep the warrant and say, oh, well, we have the jurisdiction to go in everywhere. No, you don't, especially if you ain't got nothing but my house number on it. Check this out, you guys. So if you're in a neighborhood where you see things like this going on, I mean, this is a possibility I don't want us to get caught up into. So I would just say if you do get a chance and you see like the cops or SWAT building up to go in somewhere, the best thing for you to possibly do is to go in your house if you know you ain't got nothing to do with it, or go ahead and leave. Because something like this, you can get jammed up in. Check this out.
Patrol agents took over a neighborhood in North Hills, zeroing in on a house they say has been acting as a human smuggling hub. Our Darsha Phillips live in North Hills tonight, uncovering what they found. Darsha.
Yeah, Kathy, this was certainly alarming for the folks who live in this neighborhood, and then to see these federal agents go to a home and find out that the people who live there, according to those federal agents, that those people were on the FBI terrorist watch list. But some neighbors simply don't believe that this is true. Customs and Border Patrol raided this home on Napa Street in North Hills. 2 people inside the home were detained.
They pulled me out, they put me in handcuffs, and then put me in the back of the van.
This woman who lives in a...
Now, you know Jawaka ain't got nothing to do with that. Oh, she probably waiting for her a DoorDash order. Running up on this lady, messing with this lady. Stop that. Come on now.
A separate unit on the property was also detained.
They were looking for someone that gave us an address. But on the warrant, it says 16108. It don't say 16110.
Messing with Virginia, and she's
nervous.
nervous
They have
too.
access to go through the whole house.
They released her, she says, when they realized she didn't live at the address on the warrant.
Violated, I'm upset. I have high blood pressure, so I shouldn't be stressing out, and I'm very stressed out right now. Very stressed out.
Customs and Border Patrol released a statement about the operation, saying in part, earlier this week, CBP arrested 7 other Iranian nationals at this address, including individuals on the FBI terror watch list and Iranian human trafficking network associates. This location has been used repeatedly to harbor illegal entrants, including foreign nationals linked to terrorism and flagged on the FBI's terrorist watch list.
As you know, they're cracking down right now, trying to get everybody, as many people as possible that they feel like that came in under the 1,500 people that they say came from Iran. I was just joking about her saying that, and I think that they were wrong for what they did. And you can basically tell that this lady is not Iranian or dealing with nothing like that. So come on now, and you overstep your entry and whatever you were doing on your warrant. Apologize and let that lady get up out of there, man, and just admit that you're wrong. What y'all got for me in the comments? Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Blood pressure due to the food that she eats, said somebody a lot. What else you got? Joseph said she was out of breath while talking. How did y'all notice that? Y'all ain't no joke. I thought that I was the only one that noticed that. She was like, they was messing with me. I don't know what to say. Hot dog, french fries. Shakes. Somebody noticed all of that. If you have proper ID, show it to them and stop acting stupid, says Natalie Georgievich. David says, I guess no one noticed that before. Come on. Mode to Culture says, ladies, you see the men complimenting our host on his attire. Side note, those are confident men. Just FYI. Oh yeah, the brothers that be saying, yo, the outfit look fire and all of that. No doubt, I appreciate that. I want, know what I'm saying? Do your thing, bro. You gotta look the best that you can when you come up out here, man. I appreciate that. You know what you don't like? When a hater try to say, oh, looking like Barney, blah, 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 blah. You really want to say, yo, that purple look kind of hot. You know what I'm saying? That's probably kind of cool. And then when I did the tasting the other night, I had this on and all the attractive ladies came over and they were like, you look really nice in that. That's respectful wisdom. It's okay to compliment each other. It's okay to be nice to each other. How about that? It's okay to even smile at each other. Ain't nobody doing nothing wrong with you to you when you smile. Nowadays, people like they walk around like this. And then as soon as you look at them, what you looking at? You looking at me, but keep on going. Mr. Want to fight the world, and you know what that does? Just like a car engine. I try to tell this to people all the time. If you keep on revving a car engine at the highest capacity that it could be, it's gonna stall out. Yes, you can keep on putting oil in it. You can keep on putting whatever in it, but after a while, that motor's gonna blow. Look at your heart like a motor. Do you want to eat all of that anger and that negativity, or do you want to? I don't need to have everything as a battle. Everything don't got to be a fight. You know what you want to argue? You got it. Me. And just be chilling. Oh, man, listen. Meet me at the airport. Get my bags. I might be there. That's my sentiment. Real talk. We got to keep on moving right now because we're going over to Philadelphia, y'all. Sad story. Not even going to do it. Can't even get into it and make a joke about it. Sister. A woman is charged with setting her own sister's house on fire. And the lady was pregnant, and the children, yes, they suffered the loss of their lives because of the stupidity of the sister that did this. Philadelphia, we've been promoting and showing a lot of different stories that's been coming out of Philadelphia. But I have to say, this is one of the worst stories that I have no other choice but to let you guys see because it's news and it happened.
Miguel Martinez Valle is live outside Temple Hospital where one of the victims is recovering. Miguel.
Yeah, I just spoke on the phone with Sherry Jackson, and she's recovering here at Temple University Hospital after jumping out of the second story of that home with a 2-year-old child in her arms to escape those flames. And she told me that one of the people arrested is her sister, that sister had threatened her to burn that home up and light that home on fire in the past because of a dispute they had over the property. And she's devastated that that dispute led to her daughter and her 2 grandchildren's death. 2 people arrested for the deadly Corley Street house fire. Police charged 67-year-old Charles Sumter and 44-year-old Flate Newell with multiple counts of murder and related offenses for the death of Ashley Thompson, who was 8 months pregnant, and her 2 young children.
I feel bad for them kids, and then she was pregnant on top of that, so I'm just glad they caught somebody for it.
A relief for neighbors who say the street hasn't been the same since the June 13th fire tore through the row home.
It's very depressing, and the street has had a very ominous vibe since everything happened.
Many leaving gifts outside the home, building a memorial for the victims, and praying for the recovery of those who managed to escape.
It was just horrific. I just heard somebody screaming when she jumped out the window, the lady, and she had the baby cradled in her arms. And the whole house just went up in flames.
I spoke to the woman who jumped, 54-year-old Sherry Jackson. She tells me Flate Newell is her sister and that the 2 had been fighting over the house for a year. She says Newell had threatened to burn the house with her in it and that she reported those threats, but that no one did anything about it until it was too late.
Damn.
Charles Sumter and Flate Newell now facing multiple counts of murder and related offenses for the deaths in the fire.
And if you saw those mug shots, they just had the what they call a puss on their face where she was just like, and it seemed like it was just like, if I can't have it, you can't either. But think about it like this, family member. She had children, she was pregnant. Well, she was gonna go with them kids. So she's probably looking at it like, if I can't stay there, I want the money, or y'all can't have that. It's not even that important because now look at what you did. You still can't have that house. They still ain't get what they were going after. So if going to jail, probably spending the remainder of your days behind bars, like that is what you was going for, Fulio, that's what you get. And for the lives that were lost, for the children, for the mother, for the agony that's going through that block, I wish that Lord would shine a light, try to clear up as much as the agony, send a wind through there to try to send some love and some warmness throughout everybody's hearts. And we ask this in Jesus' name, that you accept those children's hearts and their souls into heaven. We ask this today in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. I am praying for people, not a reverend, not a preacher, not asking for no money. When things like this happen, for me to keep on walking through it, I would even feel right. So that's what I do. Ain't nobody asking for no money or trying to front like no preacher. Bet y'all wouldn't say none of this stuff if y'all seen me straight up. But on the internet, they be having a lot to say. Because you know what Biggie said, right? They go that nigga with the fake. Bow! Stay in your place. Kansas City, Operation Shock Collar targets major Central Valley street gang. And they was taken down. Come on, KS, let's get on into this. Y'all thought it was over. Your boy got nothing but sticks in the deck. All I got is clips in the deck. Let's get it, let's get it, let's go.
Led to nearly 90 arrests. The suspects are charged with everything. This operation led to nearly 90 arrests. The suspects are charged with everything from drug trafficking to murder. And officials say this is just the next step in them dismantling organized crime in the Central Valley. Law enforcement putting a leash on the Bulldog Street Gang.
They operated like a corporation, but their business was crime, chaos, and fear.
The FBI launched Operation Shot Collar in early spring. Their goal? To bring down 3 of the gang's factions.
This gang wasn't just tagging walls. They were trafficking guns, flooding the streets with dangerous drugs, smuggling drugs into jail and sending orders out of jail.
Federal, state, and local officials arrested 89 people. 38 of them are charged for trafficking weapons and drugs.
We're not just arresting individuals, we're disrupting entire criminal operations.
They say this was a long, expensive process, and it required all hands on deck.
The real heroes are not the people who are standing up here. The real heroes are the people who are standing in the back of this room.
The operation took upwards of 550 officers, but Fresno County Sheriff John Zanoni says it was worth it. He says the operation allowed them to solve a 2017 murder.
We went back 8 years and solved the case to bring justice to that family.
But the operation's not done yet. 4 suspects are still on the run.
We know who you are, and we know where to find you. And law enforcement will not stop until you're brought in to answer for your charges.
They say they'll continue doing operations like this until every hidden gang member is brought into the light. Now, this operation is actually the launch to the FBI's larger Summer Heat initiative. It's a nationwide operation to dismantle organized crime all over the country. And Fresno County leaders say they're honored to be the ones to kick it off. Live at the federal courthouse, I'm Brianna Bias, KC24, local news that matter.
And that's federal charges right there. You know, you see the feds are starting to step up. They're starting to take over these cases because they feel, I guess, the state's not doing what they can do. And, you know, you get more time when you go to federal jail, right? If you get 20 years in let's say, regular state jail, you probably do like 5, and you probably come home and do like 15 years of like maybe what you call parole or whatever like that. In federal jail, man, you might be doing like 17 years before you get some type of parole. They want you to do the max of your time before you get out. That's why they try to build your charges up to make sure that they have a real strong case against you before they present it. Pretty crazy. Same thing that we looking at with all of these other federal cases, i.e. Sean Diddy Combs. We're gonna keep on moving forward, you guys, because we got another situation in the Bronx. That's right, the Bronx. I see somebody earlier said the Bronx and Florida always got something going on. And he was like, I'm from Florida, so I know. So I know what you're talking about, because I can never fail to get some content when it comes down to the Bronx, sadly. Now, we got this father of 2-year-old. This is a terrible situation. The father of this 2-year-old, who's not far from where I'm at, basically walked his kid over the bridge. The child was standing there for a little while. He decided that he wanted to be a nut and basically did something that I don't even want to repeat. And now he's trying to say that he's claiming he's innocent, pleading not guilty after the fact. His name is Arius Williams, and he's accused of throwing his own son into the Bronx River.
Of a 2-year-old little boy who was accused of throwing his son into the Bronx River while he was still alive pled not guilty to his charges. News 12's Heather Fordham is at the Digital Center with the latest in this tragic case. Heather.
Amanda, the same day that the mother of 2-year-old Montrell Williams graduated high school and received her diploma, the father of her son was charged in his murder.
Prosecutors allege Aris Williams, a 20-year-old from Hunts Point, threw his 2-year-old son into the Bronx River from the Bruckner Expressway on May 10th while he was still alive. According to court documents, surveillance video shows little Montrell standing for a brief period of time, minutes before he's thrown from the overpass. Williams went to a Mother's Day party at his mom's house on that same day. An argument broke out and Williams left with Montrell. Hours later, he showed up to his aunt's house without him, refusing to say where the toddler was. The next day, Montrell's mom attempted to file a police report, but was told the baby was considered safe if he was with his father. When Montrell did not appear by May 12th, his mother filed a petition in court, and on May 28th, a warrant was issued by a judge. On June 8th, he threatened Montrell's mother with a knife and admitted to throwing their son into the river when she approached him. That sent NYPD dive teams on a 2-day search into the river, where they ultimately found the toddler dead on June 11th near the Whitestone Bridge.
Williams is facing 2 counts of manslaughter as well as 2 counts of murder and menacing. He will be held in jail until his next court date on October 9th.
In New York, we don't have the penalty anymore, or we don't have the penalty. The D penalty, the DEATH penalty. People like that, y'all call me what y'all want. I think that person deserves the DEATH penalty. Praying for the child, the soul, as well as the mother, as well as the family that's going through this terrible situation. We ask that the Lord helps and brings that child's soul into heaven in Jesus' name. Amen. It's so sad that we got to keep on doing this. And it's not like, don't play videos like that. It's happening. So what I'm going to do? If it was dogs and puppies and stuff like that that's going on in the Bronx, and that's the big news and that I could tell, I would show you guys that. But y'all don't even want to see that. Y'all want to see this right here, and why not? That's what they're showing you, and that's what's going on. Also, other people need to see what's happening behind things like this. Maybe they say, you know what? If you're getting in a problem or whatever, I might have a second thought about letting you take the child. Or if we're getting in an argument about whatever, I think I would rather get in trouble with the police coming and lock me up for me saying I'm not letting that child go with you. No. And if you're looking some sort of imbalance or whatever, I'd rather get in trouble with the legal side of it before letting my baby go with somebody, And I'm not putting blame on anyone. What I'm trying to say is sometimes you got to take the hit in order to get what you got to get. Sometimes you have to take the castor oil in order to feel better. It's not always going to be sunny for things to happen. You got to go through the rough times in order for things to get sunny sometimes. It's not always sunny days. And that's what the problem with people. He probably was going through a lot. They could have been stressed out. Maybe they had a fight. But the fact of the matter that baby was standing there by that bridge and you decided to do something like that, there is no way in the world, nothing in your mind, your body or soul that could bring somebody to do something like that. But that's what he did. We're going to keep on following up on the story. I hate to have to do it. It's in the Bronx and it's in New York. But we just have to keep on moving forward, you guys. And I'm sorry that it happened. Gabriel says, do y'all have the death penalty in New York? Because we do in Texas. No, Gabrielle, and you know what? We need it. We need it. We need it. That man will be dealt with in jail once they see his paperwork, says Natalie. Liberty and Justice says you don't always get to see all the current stories from your local area, so it's always good to have people like you, Bugatti, to show us and else encourage people to watch their children more close. Okay, if that's what you guys are getting, that's what I want you to get out of this. Watch them more. We trusted nobody with them babies. And you know what's crazy? All I saw was his hands when they was talking about the baby. All I saw was like his newness. All I saw was his innocence. Babies look like their hair could be any kind of way. Their clothes could be disheveled, but they look brand new all the time. That's what I'm basically trying to say. And you don't mess, come on, baby. They need to let everybody in there know what he did if they don't already know. And just like the people in the comments said, let him get dealt with. We got to go over to Utah right now because we got this family that was working with a cartel and they were smuggling in millions of dollars in oil. I don't know why they didn't think that they was going to get caught after a while, especially when it comes down to money. But hey, sometimes money will tempt people to do the craziest things. And one thing I'm going to tell you guys, I'm not going to get this ripe old age that I'm at right now to do something stupid to wind up in this and locked up for the rest of my days. I'd rather be broke. Yeah, rather be broke somewhere than do that.
Company, a Utah mansion, and one of the world's most dangerous cartels. American Oil Company, a Utah mansion, and one of the world's most dangerous cartels, all connected on paper. The Jensen family ran a legitimate business according to outward appearances, but prosecutors say it was a front designed to fuel terror against the American people. Our crime correspondent, Jason Matera, has the shocking report.
What appeared to be just another South Texas oil operation was, according to authorities, a front for a massive international crime ring.
Texas.
Nearly 3,000 shipments of stolen crude oil were smuggled out of Mexico into the U.S., with part of the profits kicked back to the Jalisco New Generation cartel.
I've been in the business many years, 30 years. My father was in the DEA 30 years. I have never personally seen such an innovative scheme.
The takedown effort was dubbed Operation Liquid Death, and former DEA acting administrator Derek Maltz was on it from the start. At the center of it all, a company called Arroyo Terminals. But behind the business name, authorities say was a far darker scheme to relabel stolen oil as waste, slip it through customs, and clean the dirty cash through a legitimate refinery.
Wow.
On paper, it looked like just another venture. In reality, it was bankrolling the cartel.
It's a very brilliant scheme, but at the end of the day, the scheme is making and generating hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars in revenue, and the cartels who are killing at record levels are benefiting.
That kind of money always leaves a trail. Federal agents followed it straight to a sprawling mansion in Salt Lake City. When they raided it in April, they allegedly uncovered the blueprint of a laundering empire.
Look at that
Phones,
mansion.
bank records, contracts, all supposedly tying the Jensen family to the cartel.
This is a foreign terrorist organization that we have a U.S. business, in this case, the Jensen family, that was benefiting, making tons of money supporting this foreign terrorist organization. You know, America's got to realize the game has changed.
During the last administration, oil theft was allowed to flourish unchecked. Now, federal officials are scrambling to address what has become a cartel cash cow.
Under this administration, it's about holding criminals accountable for their actions. And in this case, shame on the U.S. businesses that thought they were going to get away with this scheme, because it's just beginning to unfold.
Now, James Jensen and his 25-year-old son Maxwell are facing decades behind bars if convicted. But beyond the courtroom, a bigger question remains. How many more businessmen are playing the same game, just better at hiding it?
Yeah, y'all, that was the Jensens right there. That's why I said I'm not going to get to the ripe old age of nothing. I don't care, because like the temptation is ridiculous. And guess what? This is how I always look at it. They're going to jail. They're going to get a gang of time. They would rather be you or you or you or you or you or you. Any one of them. Any one of you right now. They wouldn't care if they had $17 coming in every week. Because you know when it comes down to that shing, shung, and you're in there like, and you got like 40 on your back and you already like 60 or 70, it's a Dill's Neff sentence. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's not worth it. Straighten up, fly right. Work hard, keep banging that nail, y'all. Y'all gonna be all right. It's not worth it. Especially to get to a ripe old age and get 30 or 40 years sentence. I ain't thinking, I'm good on that. What y'all got for me over here? Is that Alec Baldwin? It looked like Alec Baldwin, right? Liberty. He said David said smoke the rich blunt. Well, no, they're not. Sad, but we got judges, politicians, and government doing this as well. Oh yeah, but they can hide it. Like when it comes down to when the money starts to mess, like when Doge started messing with certain funds, and then like those big boys says they pick up those phones and say, hey, they're starting to mess with our money. Shut that down. Hey, you can't do that to this department. Don't go over here. That's when the big phone calls have already been made. Come on, y'all. Y'all know we don't. We know better than what's going on. Do your boy a favor. I appreciate you guys if y'all appreciate me. Show your love by double tapping that screen and get the likes up. Because we got a whole bunch more to go. We ain't asking for no dough because we know it's hot out here for a pimp. And we got the coffee in the kitchen. So we don't ask for no dough, but we would like to get those likes up because we got a lot more going on and you guys are gonna love this one. I know I did. Anytime I see somebody go like this to Kathy Joku Hoku, oh man, you know I'm there with my popcorn. I got my popcorn and I'm all into it. So yes, Marjorie Taylor Greene, you guys saw this when she ripped Kathy Jokel a new, you know what I mean? And she's talking about the treacherous governor over New York City migrant crimes. They tore Kathy Jokel up. And as you can see, she is here in her particular garb. No one else has been messed with facially at all. But when it comes down to Kathy Jokel, she has to be presented in her truest form, which is the Joker face, because she's the most comical Joker besides, I can't even say who. She's probably the worst governor that New York has ever had. I have to be honest with you. So anytime I see somebody like this tear her a new one, I love it.
I'll yield to my friend from Georgia, Ms. Green.
Thank you. Governor Hochul, are you a Democrat? Yes or no?
I'm a proud registered Democrat, yes.
Did you support Joe Biden for president? Yes or no?
I did.
Did you support the Biden administration's policies for the past 4 years?
I raised my concerns in many
That's
meetings
a yes
with
or no
administrations about how the border was being enforced. And so I raised concerns.
So you just stated, I'll reclaim my time. You said you're a proud Democrat. You supported Joe Biden for president. Clearly, you supported the Biden administration's policies. Did you swear, Governor Hochul, did you swear an oath to faithfully uphold New York's Constitution and laws?
I certainly did.
In 2017, New York became a sanctuary state when Governor Cuomo signed Executive Order 170. This states, it directs that no state officers or employees, including law enforcement officers, shall disclose information to federal immigration authorities for the purpose of federal civil immigration enforcement unless required by the law. Do you support this law as governor of New York?
Yes, this pertains to civil enforcement.
So you do enforce sanctuary policies of New York?
I supporting helping law enforcement and ICE when it comes to.
Thank you. I reclaim my time. You support sanctuary policies that have led to the horrific murder of people, Americans. This Fox News got it wrong. It should say monster. Arrested in broad daylight rape of a 13-year-old in a New York park. This girl was raped at knife point in the park near New York Mets Stadium. That's your state, Governor Hochul. New York Post also got it wrong and called him a migrant. That's a monster. Busted in brutal beating of New York PD cops in Times Square are members of bloodthirsty Trinde Aragua gangs. That's your state where you support your sanctuary state laws. Also, Governor Hochul, do you recognize this image where a homeless woman was burned alive by an illegal alien monster? Where you uphold the laws to protect these monsters in your state, and then you force the New York citizens that pay taxes to pay for these people.
I be just wondering, how can Kathy Hochul ignore this? Yes, it's probably it's old. I don't care. But how can you ignore something like this? Just with some stupid political mumbo jumbo you're trying to answer them with.
This is the result of your sick and disgusting treasonous laws that you uphold as governor.
New York is not a sanctuary state for criminals.
I didn't recognize you, Ms. Hochul. This is my time. Do you know the name Laken Riley? Do you know the name Laken Riley?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do. Jose Ibarra murdered 22-year-old Laken Riley. He's an illegal alien monster from Venezuela, convicted of 10 charges. He was first arrested by the Biden administration that you stated that you support. Joe Biden for president, right? Proud Democrat, Governor Hochul. First arrested at the border and released by the Democrats that you support. Then, guess what? He made it to New York because the Biden administration flew illegals all over the country, and your state was one that accepted them. He lived at the Crown Plaza Hotel in Queens, an upscale hotel that was turned into an illegal alien shelter at the taxpayers' expense. $2 million a month went to this hotel. The second time he was arrested was in the state of New York for endangering a child. But he was released quickly before ICE could even issue a detainer, because you support those laws, Governor Hochul. Then he flew, get this is shocking. He flew from the state of New York to my home state in Georgia, and you all paid for it. Because, why? Because it was reticketing. And that was the little gift that you were giving my state by sending monsters there. Costs the state of New York $5 to $10 million a day to feed and house illegals. Are you smiling at me about this?
I'm not.
You look like you got quite a smile on your face.
No.
Because I can
The
tell
young
you,
lady will not.
this is my time. Reclaiming my time.
I'm thinking about
attack
her.
the witness.
Don't you dare
Don't attack
smile
the witness.
about the murder of
I'm
Lake and
thinking about
Riley.
her parents.
The third
Don't
time,
question how I look.
Jose
My heart is
Ibarra-
breaking for her
my
parents.
time,
Shut
Governor
up,
Hochul.
clown.
The third time he was arrested was in the sanctuary city of Athens, another Democrat policy. And then he went on and attempted to rape Laken Riley and murdered her. He murdered her. Let me explain something to you. This little girl right here, she would be alive today if you weren't such a treasonous governor supporting sanctuary laws in the state of New York. This little girl would be alive today, and her mother very much would like for her to be alive. This is outrageous for anybody in this country to support for non-citizens to be able to come in our country, be able to travel wherever they want,
And pay for
and
it.
then make taxpayers pay to house them, feed them, and then give them a plane ticket after they had been arrested in their state. That's what you did. You are responsible for the murder of this little girl, Laken Riley. And the Department of Justice should prosecute you for her murder.
Objection.
I don't care how much you object, and if you
objection,
support it too,
objection.
you're responsible for her murder.
Go.
I yield
Young
my
lady,
answer to
get
you.
on a point of order.
Yeah. She roasted everybody there. Boom, mic drop. Don't care if nobody got to say. Somebody finally got at the thunder. Somebody finally got at her. Oh my God, I want to send her a dozen roses. Where can I send Marjorie Taylor? Where can I send her a dozen roses at? Because, oh my God. Woo! Yes, she deserved every part of that. I see y'all. Y'all saying exactly. Gotta. See that? Look at that. Ouch. Look at this. Yeah, all of y'all. Yes, get her. Okay. He sent National Guard without the mayor asking. Okay, Christian, get him. Marielle says, let's repeat that. Policies enacted by Andrew Cuomo. Yep, you're right about that. Victors, everybody going nuts. That's right. That's right. We're not having it up in here. We know the real deal. Don't try to pour syrup on pancakes and call it pancake. I mean, don't try to pour syrup on shit and call it pancakes. We know it's still shit. We're gonna keep on moving forward to Baldwin County. We got $1.5 million worth of that good white stuff that washed up on the Baldwin County beach. Now, I don't deal with that stuff at all. But I'm sure a lot of people would have said, hey, why are we calling the cops about this? Maybe there's something else that we can do with this. Now, we're going to go back to a couple of clips earlier where I said that I don't want to do nothing stupid to get me in trouble. But this here, it's a little bit tempting to some people, not me, but to some people, to possibly keep this and not call about it.
The package was wrapped in black plastic, and they did tear.
Story tonight at 6, a shocking discovery on a beach in Baldwin County. 110 pounds of cocaine worth an estimated $1.5 million.
WKRG News 5's Debbie Williams joins us live. And Debbie, the search is on for where all this cocaine came from.
Exactly. So that will be up to federal authorities. It's their investigation now after a day at the beach ended with seashells, suntans, and a whole lot of cocaine. A day at the beach, just west of the Wildlife Refuge on Fort Morgan Peninsula, when swimmers see something bobbing in the water and drag it on shore. Once they saw what they had, they called police.
50 packages, 2.2 pounds per package, so about 110 pounds with a value of about $1.5 million.
Tests confirmed it was cocaine.
The package was wrapped in black plastic, and they did tear into the black plastic, but they didn't open any of the individual bundles.
It's happened before. 4 years ago, just under 100 pounds of cocaine washed ashore along West Beach in Gulf Shores. And for the next couple of days, more cocaine hit the beach. And that could happen again.
It's not uncommon for us to get a bundle and then a few days later get more bundles, and they can wash up. Sometimes they're individual, like the kilo size, and sometimes larger bundles.
Damn.
Investigators say the cocaine had been in the water for a while. Barnacles were already attached to it. Now the question is, Where did it come from?
Them were some high barnacles. It would have been hilarious if they would have switched to the next scene. Like they'd have been like, yeah, we got news on that. Check this out. This is what the scene should have said like this. We got news on all the cocaine that was caught over by such and such, right? What if the reporter would have came in like this? Yeah, Tom. Yeah, the news, right? You know, yeah, definitely. Okay. Imagine if she would have came on the screen like that. I mean, it was 1.5 of that good stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like my cousin Lavelle Crawford said. Lavelle Crawford said, how come you ain't give me a little bit of the good stuff? We're going to keep moving forward, you guys, to Washington. Donald Trump is basically talking about the birthright ruling and how it's meant for the babies of slaves, says Trump. Not the way it's being utilized right now. He's going to try to show some clarification on what birthright citizenship is. And this is in his terminologies. So y'all don't beat me up for stuff that other people say. I just like to give it from the horse's mouth when I can.
Well, this was a big one, wasn't it? This was a big decision. An amazing decision, one that we're very happy about. This morning, the Supreme Court has delivered a monumental victory for the Constitution, the separation of powers, and the rule of law in striking down the excessive use of nationwide injunctions to interfere with the normal functioning of the executive branch. The Supreme Court has stopped the presidency itself. That's what they've done. And really, it's been an amazing period of time, this last hour. There are people elated all over the country. I've seen such happiness and spirit. Sometimes you don't see that, but this case is very important. I was elected on a historic mandate, but in recent months, we've seen a handful of radical left judges effectively try to overrule the rightful powers of the president to stop the American people from getting the policies that they voted for in record numbers. It was a grave threat to democracy, frankly, and instead of merely ruling on the immediate cases before them, these judges have attempted to dictate the law for the entire nation. In practice, this meant that if any one of the nearly 700 federal judges disagreed with the policy of a duly elected president of the United States, he or she could block that policy from going into effect or at least delay it for many years, tie it up in the court system. This was a colossal abuse of power which never occurred in American history prior to recent decades. And we've been hit with more nationwide injunctions than were issued in the entire 20th century together. Think of it, more than the entire 20th century. Me.
Wow. He said me.
I'm grateful to the Supreme Court for stepping in and solving this very, very big and complex problem, and they've made it very simple. I want to thank Justice Barrett, who wrote the opinion brilliantly, as well as Chief Justice Roberts, and Justices Alito, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Thomas. Great people. Thanks for this decision, and thanks to this decision, we can now promptly file to proceed with numerous policies that have been wrongly enjoined on a nationwide basis. And some of the cases we're talking about would be ending birthright citizenship, which now comes to the fore. That was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for people trying to scam the system and come into the country on a vacation. This was, in fact, it was the same date, the exact same date, the end of the Civil War. It was meant for the babies of slaves, and it's so clean and so obvious. But this lets us go there and finally win that case, because hundreds of thousands of people are pouring into our country under birthright citizenship, and it wasn't meant for that reason.
So what they were doing is a lot of people come here when they're pregnant just to have their baby. They go on vacation, like a vacation, not with their babe or their boyfriend or girlfriend. They come pregnant so that their baby can be an American citizen. A lot of people actually leave the United States and let their children stay to go to school and things like that too. So I'm not gonna have no opinion on that, because y'all was kind of tight when I said my opinion on that yesterday. But guess what? I'm gonna tell you about a lot of Americans. A lot of Americans, like he said, are elated that that's the situation right now. Let them know, Liberty 101. Hey, Get it, classy pimp. I remember exactly when America got unsafe. It was around my 20s, and it was when we started letting people flow in and out of and not do anything about it. Purple Sunday, y'all know what it is. Okay, what else we got? Dressed like a pimp. That's what y'all think. Ain't no pimping and pandering going on over here. I just like purple, big drip, and that's the colors. It's royal, and that's what I like. As far as pimping and pandering, I don't like doing nothing like that because that'll get you locked up and they ain't letting you out. You're getting 30 years for doing that crap. So wrong, ain't doing that. Bugatti flying straight. Washington, that's right. No, I'm sorry. We got to go to Houston now. We got this robbery suspect that was posing as a marshal. And guess what happened to him? He got what he deserved. Ooh, I'm talking about anybody got some children around the screen right now? Go ahead and move them away from the screen. Anybody with sensitive stomachs, you can move away from the screen as well. Because we got some justice going on here. This fool thought that he was going to be able to roll up on somebody in a regular little red car and do a real snobbery and do a robbery, right? But guess what? The owner of the establishment, his wife had a different idea. And then once the husband got his wherewithal and resolve back, he started to pow at this attempted robbery suspect who was posing as a marshal. He got pow-powed by a liquor store owner and his wife. Check this out.
Law enforcement holds a man up at gunpoint. You can see the tactical vest and the mask. The victim says he repeatedly identified himself as a cop until he forced him to the ground, but he didn't know someone else was watching. ABC 13's Luke Jones is live with more of that video. Luke, you also got an interview with the victim.
Yeah, the victim actually ended up shooting at the suspect. We know at least one of those shots landed. Police say the suspect later turned up at the hospital. But get this, they haven't yet filed any charges against him. And the victim's convinced he had accomplices. Police telling us this is all still under investigation. Javier Reyes and his wife in an armed confrontation with a suspected police impersonator June 15th outside the liquor store they own at Gessner and Harwich.
He say, I'm the police. Pull up your hand. Get on the floor. I'm the police. I'm the police.
Reyes had just gone to take out the trash when a red car pulls up. Then a masked man runs up with a flashlight and gun, wearing a vest with the word Marshal on it.
They told me I'm a cop. I'm the police. Get on the floor. And I say, I don't do anything.
You only see that one suspect in the video, but Reyes says there was another person driving the car he arrived in. Reyes says the man forces him to the ground and soon reveals his true intentions.
And when he gave me the floor, he told me, it's a robbery, I'm not the police.
Watching this all from inside the store, Reyes' wife quickly grabs a gun, then confronts the armed suspect. He runs, losing his shoes and his gun in the process. Reyes draws his own weapon. He fires multiple rounds, at least one of which hits the suspect, who then crawls to his getaway car. Reyes firing a final parting shot as the car drives away.
The police told me I did a great job.
Both he and his wife are okay, but he shudders to think how differently things could have turned out. When the suspect demanded Reyes' valuables,
I said, hey, no. And he put the gun in my head, and they told me, I can kill you right now.
But the fake cop clearly wasn't a match for two plucky business owners. In Southwest Houston, Luke Jones, ABC 13, Eyewitness News.
Yeah, I bet he ain't gonna be doing nothing no time soon. They said he wound up at the hospital, but they ain't charge him yet. They probably see how he fell to the ground and he looked like a thunder. Who we got over here? We got a new member up in here, y'all. We're gonna give some love. We got a new member, somebody, Tiffany. Thank you so much. Welcome to the bottom line. She got a gem glove. Thank you, Tiffany. Got a new member, y'all. Y'all can do what Tiffany doing there. Go ahead and join the bottom line, our bottom line as well. We do this every single day. We don't play. All we do is make sure that we bring the best content possible. We have the best co-host from the 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock plus hour, and this is our bottom line. Do your boy a favor right now and double tap that screen and get those likes up. I know y'all saw that. Wasn't that crazy right there? That was crazy, right? Definitely a keeper. His wife is a GOAT. That's right. You saw that. Why should he be charged? He was just trying to get ahead in life. Why should he be charged? Oh, wait. He was breaking the law. That's right. That's right. Robin says laughing my A off. Love that, right? Finally, some vigilante justice out here. Tiffany says, welcome to the family. That's right, Tiffany. Welcome to the family. Natalie says, she held it down. That's right. She did hold it down, right? Casey says, Harley in the building. What's up, Harley? How you doing, Harley? Who else we got up in here? Why shouldn't he be charged? He was just trying to get ahead. I know you're trying to be sarcastic, Harley. That was funny. Batty Lynn, that's right. We see them gloves up. Liberty and justice. Good morning, Harley. Woo! And yes, Harley, we appreciate you as we always do. And everybody, do me a favor right now. We want to thank Harley for the $200 super chat that he just put up right now. So we want to thank Harley for stepping in the building and showing the love on Purple Sunday, y'all. Harley, you know I appreciate you, and every single person here understands and knows who you are. Everybody that I'll be walking around sometimes outside, they be like, yo, who's that Harley person? Who's Harley? Harley is one of our main co-hosts that we appreciate and supports the show to a tremendous effect, and we thank you so much. And we would try to make sure that Harley knows how much we appreciate Harley. That's right, y'all. We got to keep on moving forward because now we have a bit of a situation here where, you know how you go to Starbucks and you might get a cup of whatever, latte, cinnamon spritz, or whatever. I don't know none of these names. A grand whatever. And the next thing you know, they have a nice little sunny face on it, or a smile or something like that, where they got your name on it and they give it to you. And it's like, oh, thank you for putting that little comment on there just to brighten up my day. And thank you for all the love, just like all the love that I'm feeling coming out of this corner over here. Because I definitely feel it. But imagine you're a Hispanic customer and you get upset because of a comment that's put on your Starbucks cup. A lot of you guys are going to get this and laugh about it, but I want you guys to see what happened when this one lady went to buy her cup of coffee from Starbucks, and look at the comment that was left on her cup of joe. Check this out, you guys.
To a story that takes us to Starbucks. So employees are known for writing names, even jokes on your cup sometimes. It's an effort just to make you feel more welcome. But tonight an Irving woman says she felt unwelcomed after her cup contained a handwritten joke that she found personally offensive as a Hispanic immigrant. Our JD Miles has a story you will only see here on CBS News Texas.
A trip to Starbucks inside this Target store in Irving was part of a typical Monday for Blanca Lopez and her daughters.
Because I have my two daughters. They have some gift cards from Starbucks. They give it from the school.
But after ordering her horchata latte, Lopez and her daughters noticed something written on the top of her cup that got their attention.
What do you call it? Sick, illegal? And then when I read it, I was like, okay, it is that I'm supposed to laugh, or what's what I need to do?
So the joke was, what do you call a sick eagle? The answer is illegal.
For the Hispanic immigrant who says she's been recently dealing with people close to her getting deported, the joke on the cup calling something illegal made her question whether it was directed at her.
Why did they call me like that? Or how they know if I have papers or I don't have papers, why did she wrote this? For me, it's offensive.
Lopez says she complained to a manager.
I showed them the cup and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I apologize for this and we're gonna talk with the team so they don't do it again.
I got to get these comments because somebody says, oh my God, it had to be horchata. Very, very Derek. Horchata latte sounds very good. Horchata or pre dulce. Everybody's dying laughing. Oh geez, wrong joke, LOL. Get over it. That's a good joke. I didn't say the joke, they did. Hispanic citizen, I would have laughed. She's offended for no reason, I feel like. Yes, I think it's kind of funny. What do you call a sick eagle? Illegal. You know?
Lopez says she kept the cup as proof until she gets some kind of response or
You're trying to sue them people, man. Let me tell you, I can't stand people that just want to sue people. I'm going to try to sue them and try to get some money. You know what? Bugatti, be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet.
Resolution from Starbucks, which she says she's still waiting for.
Call them illegal. Well, that's basically are the same. We're sick, illegal individuals that do not belong in this country.
Carlos Quintanilla is an advocate for Hispanic immigrants and has organized a protest outside the store on Saturday morning.
Liberty and Justice says, I'm Mexican, and I would have laughed. I love you. I swear to God, I'm telling you, Liberty and Justice. You ain't no joke. You don't be playing around. What else you said? I got you on the next one, too. Nowadays, anything is offensive. We used to be able to watch movies and make jokes and laugh about these types of things. Remember the Eddie Murphy stuff I told y'all about? He said, Mr. T. He said, imagine if Mr. T was gay. He'd be like, come on over here. And hook me up the butt. You make me mad. Clench up my butt cheeks and rip your dick off.
It's not only inappropriate, it's disturbing, especially right now when the narrative that's being thrown out in the mass media is that if you're illegal, you're a criminal. And if you're a criminal, you're illegal.
Starbucks tells CBS News Texas in a statement, we want everyone in our stores to treat each other with dignity and respect. And we understand this message did not make the customer feel welcome. We are working closely with our licensee, Target, on their investigation.
Not only that, but somebody in the comments says, too bad that she don't know, but Target ain't really got no money like that. Somebody said, too bad she don't know. The ones in Target ain't even corporate. They don't even got no money like that. I'm sorry, but I would sue too, says Money Tree. Daniel, you remember that Delirious? Come on, everybody know Delirious. What else you got? He was hilarious. Oh my God. Everyone would be offended nowadays for Delirious. He said, I'm Mr. T. He said, what if he was gay? Come on over here. Up me up the butt. Make me mad. I like the way he said, make me mad. Clench up my butt cheeks. Rip your dick off. Oh my God, y'all are crazy. See, y'all be having me rolling because y'all be throwing me these alley-oops that remind me of stuff that can't even come on TV no more. Because if Eddie Murphy was to come on TV right now, he would be blackballed so crazy. Forget about it. If you try to do Delirious again, it'd be over. It would be over. We got to go on over to Chicago real quick. And Harley, we got mad love for you for that $200. I just want you to know we appreciate you for that $200. And Daniel Castro, $2 from some people is $200 to me because Harley got it like that. But people like us that don't, that $2 mean a lot to me because I know it mean a lot. If everybody was to give me $2, I'd be happy about that. $2 is a big deal to your boy. Trust me, I ain't playing about that. Illegal means criminal. Law-breaking individual. Y'all got me dying over here right now. Hold on a minute. I'm really trying to hold myself together. Funny done by a... Yes, that funny done by a comedian. Yes, they must feel guilty. Yo, I'm telling you, if Eddie Murphy was to do that set again, I would laugh. But there's so many... That's what y'all talking about. It's so many super sensitive people like out here now. You can't even really say nothing that's like, give people a joke or whatever. All right, so let's go right here. We got this situation where this judge sent a Green Beret to jail. The cameras caught him doing the unthinkable. Now the judge says, there's no other choice for me to lock you up. You got to go to jail. I'm only going to give you 1 day. But the fact that I know how Green Berets go through stress, that'll probably drive you to do something crazy. You know what I'm going to do? You know what the judge did? I'm going to let y'all see what the judge did. Check this out, you guys. Check this out.
A security camera inside the jail caught something no one expected. A judge walking into a jail cell and not walking back out. That judge was Lou Oliveira, and the man already sitting in the cell was Joe Cerna, a retired Green Beret who had just been sentenced for a mistake he made while in a recovery program for veterans. Joe had survived 3 tours in Afghanistan. He had medals, honors, and stories few could imagine. But back home, he was fighting a different kind of battle, one inside his mind. Struggling with PTSD and painful memories, Joe turned to alcohol. That led him to Veterans Treatment Court, run by Judge Oliveira. In this court, honesty is everything. When Joe lied about a test result, Judge Oliveira had no choice. He sentenced him to 1 night in jail. But Judge Oliveira, also a military veteran, knew what isolation could do to someone dealing with trauma. So after driving Joe to the jail himself, the judge did something unheard of. He asked to serve the time with him. Cameras captured the moment Judge Oliveira walked into the cell and the door locked behind him. Inside, the 2 veterans sat together on the bunk. Joe was nervous and filled with flashbacks from war. But when he saw the judge's face, something changed. He said he felt peace. Judge Oliveira didn't go in to punish. He went in to support, to show Joe that even when you mess up, you're not alone. That night became a turning point. Today, Joe continues his recovery, surrounded by a court team that acts more like family.
That's right. That's right. Good stories, good news as well. Not always stressful crap that's going to make somebody nervous or whatever like that. Yes, we like to take the good with the bad with the good. That's right there. That's support. Could you imagine the judge actually, even though it's only one day, serving the time with you? Shows that he actually really meant what he was saying and he understood what Joe was going through. What y'all guys got to say about that? Talk about compassion. There you go. Great story, says Sky. David says, no excuses. I served. I got PTSD, BS. He should have got the help and it's offered. That is an old story. Yes, it is, but it's a good story. It's a good story. That's right. I'm not crying, says Wendy. Wow, that's love. Now, that was refreshing, and that's what I do for my people. I might take you through a whole bunch of stuff or whatever like that, but I'm never going to leave you up there. Going to bring you guys back down to the heart, to the love. Excuse the noise, too, because I'm aware of what happens. But I appreciate you guys too much to leave you on a somber note. Want to keep you guys happy. And with that being said, y'all want to make some money. All you got to do is go to the link in the description, and we got surveys up in there up to $750. You guys will make some money, and I'll make some money too. Also, if you're a promoter, a mobile barber, a mobile groomer, I don't know what you do, but whatever you do, if you got promotion in the form of a flyer, a poster, something that you put out there to try to get your business out, I want you to send it over to me at bridgethisllc@gmail.com. That's right, bridgethisllc@gmail.com. I will put up your post in our post section so that all 34,000 plus of our subscribers are going to be able to see your business. Nobody's sending these 1080s over to me yet. I can't wait to get one so I can put it up and the rest of us see it. A lot of times when I tell you guys about stuff, it's not even about what I'm telling you to do. I want the people to see that I'm being thorough about what I promised them and that it's actually working. So a lot of times when I ask you guys to do something, it's not for me. It's for you as well, because I want you to send those flyers in, want you to get the money off the promo, because this is your platform as well as mine. And with that being said, guess where we're going to be at on July the 3rd? We're right back over at 22 West Circle Drive in Valley Stream. We're still doing the what? Show Your Talent search, where we're still looking for more people to be a part of the Show Your Talent search. So far, Queens have gotten us one phenomenal singer that you guys have heard the other night. We're looking to see if we can find somebody else. So guess what? We're doing it again. We're pulling right back up to that store, L&W Wines. That's right, L&W Wines and Liquor. That's it, located at 22 West Circle Drive in Valley Stream, you guys. We're going to be there on July the 3rd. The day before the 4th, we're going to be right back out there in Valley Stream. We're going to be doing the competition. We're going to see if we can find some more people, because after they win that $250, they get a chance to win $1,000. That's right, from Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island, you guys. We're doing all 5 boroughs. And the finalist is going to win what? $1,000, sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch, and I am the host. So you guys are going to see me there at all of these locations. You guys want to sign up? All you got to do is go over to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com, join in the mailing list, let us know that you're 21 and older, and you, right, that's right, you can be a part of the Show Your Talent tasting and sign up liquor and wine store at 22 West Circle Drive, not Friday, June the 27th. It is going to be on July the 3rd between the same hours of 4 and 7 p.m. I'm going to be there. Hope to see you guys there too. And with that being said, y'all could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Liberty. I appreciate you, Harley, so much. Natalie for always staying on point. Rebecca, oh yes, that's right. VIP Auction Group. Fred, all of you guys that always come through. Casey, stop playing with me. Rebecca, come on, I cannot do this without you, Baddie Land. You know I cannot do this without you guys. So I want you guys to know that y'all probably could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until my favorite day of the week, which is what? Monday, I'll see you guys then. Y'all stay safe, stay out of trouble, don't live for the weekend, and it's Sunday. Go get some air, drink some water, smile for no reason because God gave us another day to get it right. Because problems present opportunities. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. And y'all know what it is. It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I told you, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Get him! One. Peace. Ha ha.